Fantastic. Audience ready? Good, thank you. Judges, we feeling good? All right, I'm ready. Time. Good afternoon, the judges, audience, professionals. My name is Martin, and I'm honored to be here in front of you, not as an expert, but as a human being to share my message. Yes, we know what's happening with Mother Nature. Pollution, global warming, and so on. But do we really care? I think now it's the right time to do something for her and our future. And that's why I spent last 8 months traveling, discovering, and researching to come so close to her. So excuse me for next 10 minutes to share my message in a liquid form. And while I'm gonna grind my coffees as fresh as possible, please have a look into the menus which I prepared for you. Thank you. I'm back. Both coffee which I'm using today coming from Panama. They are geishas and they're coming especially from Los Lajones estate owned by Graciano Cruz. All those coffees are naturally processed without using any water, which is 100% respectful movements towards the nature. Those coffees growing in a higher altitude of 2,080 meters above the sea level in a natural shadow of bamboo trees, which helps increase extraordinary sweetness in the slowing growing process. This coffee was roasted just 5 days ago in the Union Roastery in London. And although it's a last year crop, and it might be considered by professionals as old and not good enough, I believe that hard work of the farmers and a final taste in the cup is much more important than what is old and what is new. I'm using specifically 43 grams of my geisha lot number 5 per 400 ml of pre-dose preheated water in a flask agitation, where I implement bartender's routine, stirring. With this rapid infusion, I increase the body and the sweetness in my already sweet, beautiful geisha. This agitation takes me about 1 minute, and after that, I strain it through the V60 to get a cleaner cup for my Irish coffee, and this will take about a minute and 45 seconds. But by the time my coffee is gonna be filtered, I'm gonna pay attention on a second warm drink which I'm gonna present you today, my second coffee. And as you know, it's the same coffee. And what I wanna show you today, even if I'm using same coffee, I can achieve different results if I use different ratios and different technique. That's why I'm using 55 grams of the same geisha per 370 ml of hot pre-dose water in my clever dripper for 3 minutes. With this technique, I achieve more fruity notes and absolute amazing harmony and balance within all elements in my warm drink. This I will leave here for 3 minutes. But by the time we can pay attention or all other ingredients with full respect. That's why I choose for my Irish coffee single origin Jersey cow cream. I sourced one specific cow coming from Somerset Farm. And I found out that her cream has higher protein content than the others. The color is yellow, not white as it used to, and the taste is much more fattier and creamier, although it might remind you a little bit of vanilla pots. This cream was milked just 7 days ago, so I lightly whip it up together to get the right consistency for my Irish coffee. When we have a coffee and we have a cream, we need some sweetener for my Irish coffee. That's why I sourced 2 different sweeteners. The first one will be dark forest honey coming from local farm in Slovakia, nearby house where I grew up. This honey gives you much more floral flavor, but I need sweetness. That's why I'm using the same amount of Demerara muscovado sugarcane syrup coming from biodynamic Mauritius farm. So I blend floral notes and sweetness together in 1 cup with hot water. And I'm gonna use specifically 35 ml proportion of those sweeteners together. Now it's the right time to add this beautiful blend of honey and sugar into the coffee. As a whiskey, after the sweetener, I'm gonna use single pot steel cask hours, aged 12 years, in a first fill bourbon cask, and after that finished in a beautiful sherry cask, which gives soft spiciness and sweetness, complement the beautiful geisha body. I'm gonna use 25 ml per portion. 15 total. So all this I already put into the coffee, and I give gently stir to marry up all those ingredients. But because I want you to enjoy my Irish coffee at the right temperature, to make you a pleasant experience, that's why I'm gonna preheat those glasses with the water, and then right away I remove this water. I truly believe that only good beverage can be good when you put same respect for all the elements. And that's why I went so deep to the source and tried to find out what is the best for my Irish coffee. Perfect. Here we are. Time just stopped and my clever dripper is ready to be served. This will take a while, which I'm gonna use wisely for pouring my cream for your Irish coffee. Now, please, dear judges, don't be surprised. The level of the cream will be much lower than you used to. And there is a simple reason, which I mentioned before. My cream has higher protein content and fat. It's much more sweeter than other creams, and the color is much more yellow. So you need to take just 2 simple sips to get a perfect balance in your Irish coffee. Please make sure you coat your tongue with this beautiful silky cream, which is gonna remind you vanilla pods. And after that, when you take second sip, you uncover fruity body, reminding you stone fruit, specifically black cherry. After that, your aftertaste gonna remind you Christmas spices and honey. All this blended beautifully in your mouth. Here are the judges, your Irish coffee. Thank you. Enjoy. Welcome back, the judges. I gave you a little bit of time to experience my Irish coffee, but now we need to move to my warm drink, where I use the same geisha, but with different result. To support all those flavors together, I used homemade stone fruit syrup, blended together with masala chai spices. So all this combination gives you fruitiness and spiciness. All this is here, supported by slow berry gin coming from limited amount of slow berries from last year's crop. Basically, there is no slow berry season this year in England because of the climate change. To support the florality, I use Chensen gin. All the proportions are captured in the menu. And because I want to use all your senses, I want to kindly ask you, once I serve you the drink, you're going to hold your cup, which is made out of the plain wood with neutral temperature, and you're going to take 3 sips. First, when it's warm, it's going to remind you spices, masala spices. Then stone fruit body, reminding you prunes roasted on sugar cane, and the last sip blend it all together. Don't forget to use your nose and smell aromas around. I enjoyed this time, and I hope you enjoyed as well. Thank you very much. Time.
Coffee and Good Spirits champion of Slovakia.